Now, I wouldn't say Michael was mean, but when the trick-or-treat kids came knocking this Halloween, he made them stick their dental records through the letterbox before he'd even opened the door. Then he gave them the rubbish to put in the bin and closed the door again. Liz isn't really much better. That night, she just switches off the lights, sits in the dark all evening. Just two of the many embarrassments about this show that we've managed to keep from the public gaze over the years, which is why we're putting secrets in this week's Spotlight. It's no secret. Attention turned once more to Hillary Clinton's use of private servers for State Department emails this week, as FBI Chief James Comey renewed the investigation into her correspondence.
It's pretty strange to put something like that out with such little information right before an election.
You know what I call that? That's the mother load.
But would it better sometimes to let sleeping dogs lie? Maybe if you're Michael Heseltine.
What she has implied, but not said, is that I somehow killed this dog with my bare hands. That's ridiculous.
On Tuesday, he was forced to deny long-standing rumours that he once strangled his mother's Alsatian after they were dredged up in a magazine interview. Meanwhile, Prince Harry's keeping quiet about reports of a relationship with an American actress, Meghan Markle. Is silence the best way of keeping a secret?
There is this sort of incessant need to find out every little bit of detail about what goes on behind the scenes.
When it comes to big business, Labour accused the government of striking secret backroom deals to keep Nissan making cars in the UK after Brexit.
If you didn't offer Nissan a sweetener, then what have you got to hide? Show us the letter.
Is the business secretary right to respect the Japanese company's business interests and keep details of the deal under wraps?
This is the town of Ore in western Nigeria.
MI6 man Frederick Forsyth knows all about secrets. So how do you decide when to protect or disclose them? Shh, keep it under your hat. Frederick Forsyth is with us now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, you work for MI6. How do we know that? Isn't that meant to be a secret?
Theoretically, yes.
So how did it come out?
Well, I wrote it.
So you gave away a state secret?
I'm afraid so.
Did you suffer for that?
So far, not.
Has it become harder to keep state secrets?
Well, it depends who's got them. But nowadays, they're overwhelmingly confined or confided to computers. And computers can be your best friend or your worst enemy, because once penetrated, a computer will divulge the lot. There was a man called Edward Snowden who decided to betray his country, America, and he left with 10 million documents. Now that, in my day, would have been not just one Pantechnicon, but a column of Pantechnicons,
You've had to have filled them up.
Which might have been sort of noticeable. But he did it with a little stick, memory stick, the size of your forefinger, which can be concealed in various places, which you won't mention on a family show.
I'm glad to hear it.
Good. And he could really abstract that number of secret documents in a tiny, tiny little instrument. Well, so, that's new and pretty dangerous stuff.
So, in a sense, you can keep secrets more secure because of modern technology. But if somebody managed to breach that security, the prize is enormous.
Well, yes, a computer is a wonderful safe until it's penetrated, and then it's just completely useless. So I'm old-fashioned, obviously, and I don't think there are many old codgers who don't believe things were better in their day. I think that they're actually very, very dangerous things to confide your secrets to. So
laptop or typewriter?
Typewriter.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, because you can't access it.
But no, but even they can be dangerous, because a gentleman called Mr. Aldrich Ames wrote to the Soviet embassy, where he's betraying America, on a typewriter, and then stupidly threw the cassette into the trash bin. Once the FBI recovered it, and of course by unravelling it, saw every single letter that he'd ever written. Better just take an ordinary little piece of pencil, graphite, write it, whatever it is, on a sheet of white paper and hide it somewhere that only you know. It'll probably be there in 10 years' time. But if you put it on a computer, you're saying virtually to about 1,000 different geeks out there, come and penetrate.
Come and get it, and quite often they do
most
as
of the
well.
time they do.
Is the spying business, is the desire to get other people's secrets, that's a growing business, isn't it?
I don't know about growing. It's been around since the Bible. But basically, if you say what is the point of espionage, it's one single word. It's forewarning. I mean, ex-politicians would confirm, I hope, that they do not like nasty surprises.
Current ones don't like it either.
No.
But it would sound like today's spies are people sitting by their computers trying to hack into you rather than the James Bond breaking in,
yes,
daring do.
Probably 80% now of both espionage and counter-espionage, and that involves counter-terrorism, is actually just staring at a screen and tapping and tapping and tapping. And eventually, if you're into counter-espionage, something will crop up, a tiny piece of jigsaw, not the whole picture, just a tiny piece of jigsaw. A fellow with a suspicious attitude to life has entered the country and may well be putting a bomb in a supermarket, or planning to. But at the other end of the scale, of course, your own secrets, if they are confided to computers, they too will be under assault. So if you say, well, you know, is the Cold, we discussed earlier, sort of Cold War, is the Cold War going to be launched? No, it already has been launched. But it's in cyberspace, where very few of us can see.
Freddie, we're in the final few seconds. What are you doing these days?
I'm doing what old codgers should do. I'm playing with my grandchildren, I'm walking the dogs,
Books?
I'm feeding the carps, and I'm not doing any more books.
You're not?
No.
Very well. Sounds very sensible.
Well, I think so, yeah.
All right. So you set a good lifestyle standard. Thanks for being with us. Good to see you again.
Okay, cheers.
Now, that's your lot for tonight, but not for us, because we're off to Lulu's, where Michael Heseltine is holding the RSPCA Christmas fundraiser. For reasons I think we can all understand, Molly the dog and Iris Bailey have declined their invitations. We leave you with something that will make you proud to be British. No, it's not Choo Choo's director's cut of the 734 from Much Binding in the Marsh to Little Nutting in the Wold, though that is an epic journey if ever there was one, but highlights of the battle so far to lead the self-proclaimed world's greatest democracy. Nighty-night, don't let the dog bite. Hez will probably kill it with his bare hands if you do.
This is a man who has called women pigs, slobs, and dogs.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do. Nobody.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
I'm not proud of it. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the American people.
What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo?
About
Aleppo.
And what is Aleppo?
Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
By the end of this evening, I'm going to be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, why not?
I think I could stand up there for the whole debate and not say anything and emerge as a leader.
I love the poorly educated.
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
The system is rigged. It's rigged.
He didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged again.
Should have gotten it.
We never thought we were going to say thank you to Anthony Weiner.
Welcome to Jersey.
Be here in Jersey.
And I will totally accept the results if I win.